welcome back to OG Reefs and Aquariums. So, this is a video I've been postponing for about a month and a half now. So, if you're new to the channel, which you probably are because I only got 5 subs, I went from a water box 70.3, which is 70 gallons, to a 110.4. And in that move, we had some fatalities. I'm sitting there adding up costs, and it's approximately $3,600 gone. I used to have an extensive SPS collection, and I was gathering more of the high-end stuff. A lot of stuff was actually starting to pay for itself because I was selling frags locally, Craigslist, so just reinvesting, buying better coral. So most of the frags start off about this size, and as you see, they got substantially bigger. So what happened? So I lost approximately, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 23 small mini colonies of SPS high-end coral. I lost, just to give you an idea, I lost a WWC Pink Passion. I lost a TSA Haymaker, which goes for about $749 for a frag. I lost a Daydreamer. I lost a Dragon Slayer. I lost a Walt Disney. I lost an Orange Passion. I lost a Jason Fox Bubble Bean Colony. I lost a PC Rainbow. I got them written down here. I lost a Riff Raff. And, I lost because of Bubblegum Digi, which is pretty standard. And I lost a Black Widow Baby, and many others. And I also have some wild colonies that I bought that actually turned out to be quite nice looking. So what I have now is, let me show you this, is a graveyard. I'm just going to sit them here, of what used to be a quite impressive SPS collection. Here is the Walt Disney. So to give you an idea, I used to go through about 160 milliliters of alkalinity and calcium daily because of all of the intake and usage from SPS, and since then I'm down to 56, right? So it gives you an idea exactly. I mean, look at this. Look at this guy here, man. This was a tricolor staghorn. Look at that right there. And so it's just, look, this is just crazy, man. Anyway, so what happened? So what I think happened was, first of all, going from a 70 gallon to a 110 gallon excuse me, was challenging in an apartment setup because I was putting the 110 in place of the 70 gallon, which means I couldn't set them up simultaneously. So first I had to pack up all the coral, buy containers from Walmart, store them, then break down the tank, move the stand, empty the tank, then build a new stand, put the new tank in place, get the water into it, sand, the escape, and then put the coral back in. Lucky enough, I sold the 70 gallon water box the same day we set up the 110. But what happened in that time, what I think happened, was instead of using my own water, because I needed about another 80 gallons, I went and bought pre-made salt water. Right? And when I bought pre-made salt water, what I think happened is my alkalinity jumped from about 8.8, which I keep on my Apex, to almost 12. And I caught it quickly. I did a water change, kind of brought it down, but at that point, death already set in. And it was just a matter of time. I slowly watched these guys just go bye bye. They pretty much died in front of my eyes. Right? So look at this. High-end stuff, guys. And then I went to a fish store. People actually buy these for decoration, but it's kind of sad. right? So, what could I have done different? Secondly, I should have, before I took these out and stored them, I should have fragged at least a piece for myself. At least I had a backup piece. So at least if I had lost my Walt Disney, I would have had a frag of it left, right? Not a total loss. Because once LDN kick in, or once it start receding, even though I fragged it, it was too late. So this was dying, so if I cut a piece off like this, they both died, right? It wasn't like I can cut it beneath the death line or the point it was dying. They just died. So what I do in the future is, first of all, I should have used these, even though I used majority, but I think the problem was because I had a clean tank, a brand new tank, because the new water was more volume than the water from the preceding tank. If that makes sense to you. So a 70 gallon with rock, etc. is probably 45 gallons. And I was going into a 110 gallon, which had a minimum escape, which means less rock, which means I had to add more water. What I should have did is, first of all, use the same type of water, mix my own water, and not bulk the water. All right, so I think I basically shocked them. Or I should have had these coral in a frag tank or some type of like a quarantine tank with the old water running while the new tank kind of matured and kind of caught in, and so I was able to let the trident verify my parameters and get them in line. Or what might have happened, and which I tend to think was another problem, was I added new sand to the tank. And when the new sand, it made the water real cloudy and a real sooty, like real thick, and that also threw my parameters out because my skimmer went crazy, right? So a combination of alkalinity, spike, probably a substantial temperature change, and just new tank syndrome really just did me bad, guys. So in the future, what I'll do is I prepare better. So if I go from a 110 to a 200, ideally what I like to do is have the second tank running along conjunction with the 110 and slowly just transfer over the coral. But if I have to replace it, I'm going to set up a quarantine tank about a good month before time of setting up the larger tank, and then frag what I can and have both the frag and the colony in the quarantine tank. Okay, then move the frag over to the new tank and see how it bears. And if it does fine at that point, slowly move over the colonies to the new tank. And if the frag dies, that's no problem. I still got the original colony in the quarantine tank. That means I need to adjust and wait till my water in the new tank gets up to par. So, $3,500, guys. That's what it looks like. But, so since we're starting over, let's show you where I'm at now. Alright, so here is the 110, guys. Right? Never mind that splashing water. I'm replacing the filter socks, but here you go. So, what have I gotten here so far? So, I got my Jason Fox Rainbow Stylo. Here's my Jason Fox Home Wrecker. Alright. There is a WWC Green Monster. Here is a Rainbow Stylo. Back here is a Peach Stylo. This is the Red Dragon. This is the Jason Fox Beach Bum right here. So as you can see, we got the potato chip. Here are the Acan Garden. It's the OG Bounce. It's my Phelios. Here are some high-end Zoas. Some Fabias in the back. So as you can see, I'm slowly coming back, but this time being more selective. Here's the sump. So that's it. This is how you, what you don't want to, is a graveyard. Oh, look at that peach passion. And keep in mind, all of these guys, all these frags started off approximately that big. And you can see what kind of growth I was getting. Anyway, OG's Reefs and Aquariums. Sad day, but I can bring you the real. Oh, here's another one. This was a PC Rainbow. Patience, consistency, man. This is it's heartbreaking. It's truly heartbreaking. Because along with that, I mean, we had a couple other deaths. Let me show you real quick here. This is our second Achilles tang. That's $400. The first one kicked it. That's the second one. We had a couple of these high-end clownfish didn't make it. I think that what I'm trying to say is if you're going to plan a tank move, actually put more planning into the actual move and the storage of your current animals, your current life in your tank, than the actual move itself. That's what I'm telling you. Anyway, like, subscribe down below. Share. Any questions, hit me. OG Reefs and Aquariums. Sometimes this the up and downs is heartbreaking.